Some Americans are hearing two very different numbers right now: $200 per month from Social Security increases, and a possible $2,000 check tied to new tariff discussions. So, what is real? What is proposed? And what actually matters for your money? In this video, I'll walk you through the latest Social Security update, explain where the $200 monthly increase comes from, and then give you a clear update on the idea of $2,000 tariff-related checks. No hype, no politics, just what's being discussed, what's confirmed, and what you should realistically expect. Let's start with Social Security. In 2026, the average Social Security benefit is increasing by roughly $200 per month. For the average beneficiary, that works out to more than $2,400 per year. This increase affects retired workers, disabled workers, and survivors who receive Social Security benefits. Not everyone will receive the same dollar amount. Your personal increase depends on your current benefit and your earnings history. Higher monthly benefits generally lead to larger dollar increases. Lower monthly benefits see smaller dollar increases, but the impact can still be meaningful. For many retirees, this additional income helps cover rising costs like groceries, utilities, insurance, and medical expenses. Now let's talk about why this increase matters so much. Over the last few years, everyday costs have risen faster than many people expected. Even with regular adjustments, many retirees feel like their buying power has slowly eroded. That's why this increase stands out. It's one of the more meaningful increases in recent years, and for many households, it helps stabilize monthly budgets. However, Social Security is only one part of the conversation right now. You may also be hearing talk about possible $2,000 checks connected to new tariff policies. So let's slow this down and explain exactly what that means. At the moment, there is no approved $2,000 tariff check. There is no official program. There is no payment schedule. What exists right now is discussion. Some policymakers have suggested that if new tariffs are implemented and generate significant government revenue, a portion of that money could be returned to Americans in the form of direct payments. This idea has been compared by some people to stimulus-style checks, but it is important to understand that this is not the same thing. These are proposals and discussions. They are not law. Nothing has been approved, and there is no guarantee that any direct payments will happen. So where does the $2,000 number come from? It comes from estimates and proposals being discussed publicly. Some policymakers have floated the idea that tariff revenue could be redistributed in meaningful amounts, possibly around $2,000 per household. But again, this is a concept, not a confirmed plan. If tariffs are expanded, the revenue depends on many factors: how large the tariffs are, how long they stay in place, how businesses and consumers respond, and how lawmakers choose to allocate any revenue that comes in. Even if tariffs do generate large sums, that money could be used in many different ways. It could go toward reducing deficits, it could fund government programs, it could offset other taxes, or it could, in theory, be returned directly to Americans. Right now, no decision has been made. Now let's talk about how this connects to Social Security. Some people assume that a tariff check would be tied directly to Social Security. That is not accurate. Any potential tariff-related payments would likely be separate from Social Security benefits. They would not change your Social Security eligibility. They would not replace monthly benefits, and they would not be guaranteed for retirees specifically. If anything like this were approved, it would likely apply broadly, not just to Social Security recipients. That's why it's important not to mix these two topics together. Social Security increases are structured, formula-based, and predictable once announced. Tariff-related checks are speculative and depend entirely on future policy decisions. Now let's talk about expectations. If you're receiving Social Security, the $200 monthly increase is something you can plan around. It will be reflected in your benefit once it takes effect. The potential $2,000 tariff checks, however, should not be counted on. You should not make financial decisions assuming that money will arrive. Until something is officially passed and announced, it should be treated as uncertain. This distinction is critical, especially for retirees and people on fixed incomes. Planning based on confirmed income is smart. Planning based on proposed ideas can be risky. Another important point to understand is timing. Even if lawmakers move forward with tariffs and decide to distribute revenue, that process would take time, months at a minimum, possibly longer. There would need to be legislation, approval, and implementation. So, even in the most optimistic scenario, this would not be immediate. Now, let's bring this all together. Right now, the confirmed update is this: Social Security benefits are increasing by about $200 per month on average in 2026. That increase is real, measurable, and already built into the system. The discussion around $2,000 tariff checks is still in the idea stage. It is being talked about, but it is not approved. There is no timeline, and there is no guarantee. The smartest approach right now is to focus on what is confirmed. Understand your Social Security benefit, know how much your monthly check is increasing, and build your budget around reliable income. At the same time, stay informed. Pay attention to updates, but avoid headlines that present proposals as guaranteed payments. If something changes, there will be official announcements. Until then, caution is key. This channel exists to help you separate confirmed updates from speculation, to explain real dollar amounts, and to give you clarity, not confusion. If you want clear updates on Social Security, benefit changes, and major policy discussions that could affect your income, subscribe to Social Security Updates. And let me know in the comments. Are you currently receiving Social Security, or are you planning for retirement? I'll keep monitoring these developments and bring you updates as they become official. I'll see you in the next video.